What's up? It's your boy Reemus, and in this video we're going to be continuing on speaking about the pros and cons of certain concepts and communities in the manosphere. And in the last video I was talking about the pros and cons of the red pill. So in this video we're going to be speaking about the pros and cons of pickup, and the pickup arts, right? So I have a lot of time for pickup because that's my come up. When I was younger, I used to do boxing. Boxing was the first place I was developing my character in terms of discipline, focus, and just me as a person. But me socially, I didn't start developing in that way until pickup. So, yeah, as I said, pickup's been a blessing to me. But at the same time, there's pros and cons to anything because nothing's perfect. So we're going to talk about that. And we'll start off by saying the pros of pickup is that you will learn, as I did, social aspects and social techniques and social skills that really obliterate what the general population think is possible and what the general population is just running on. So when you think about it, in school, you don't learn social skills. Social skills is kind of just picked up. Like, it's not really taught. You kind of you learn how to speak when you're a kid, like talk, basic words. You learn how to string together sentences. But then you don't really learn social techniques unless maybe you're someone who literally studies psychology and stuff like that. But even then, it's not really the same. It's kind of weird when you actually think about it because people say it's not what you know, it's who you know. But that means communication is very important. And obviously, getting women is very important to a lot of men. Even on the other side, getting men is important to women, but no one wants to learn how to get each other. It's the weirdest thing to me. But in pickup, that will solve it for you because you will learn these techniques. You will learn social calibration. You will learn how to touch properly. You'll learn the social code so that you don't abuse it. Or you'll learn the social code so you know what to do. Do you get what I'm saying? You'll learn how to be different from other guys and all of that stuff. You'll learn the possibilities about what's possible to do simply because no one else in the general population is going to try to do it. So little things really are a big deal. When I was first learning that stuff, I was like a kid in a candy store, like, yo, you can just go up to anyone and you don't know how the day's going to end. You could go up to a girl just on your way home from work and you don't make it home. You make it to her home. Like, that was a crazy concept to me at first until it became normal because really in the industry, everyone's doing that, or at least everyone has done that or whatever. So it's not really a big deal. But to a man's, the type of man that's doing this, he will have friends that are obviously not a part of it and they can look at him as like crazy. But it's not really crazy to a pickup artist. So I remember sometimes my friends would phone me and they'll be like, oh, what you doing? And I'll just be like, oh, I'm at this girl's house. And they'll be like, huh? You didn't tell me about her. And I said, oh yeah, I met her like 15 minutes ago. Like literally, it could be 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. And they'll be like, huh? How did she let you in? Like, and then they think she's weird but it's not really that. It's that you just don't think in that way of that being possible, so you would never even try. But a lot of women will do crazy stuff if you just try. Do you get what I'm saying? But everyone's living to this social code, as we say, a specific way of being where they'll judge a woman for doing that, or like sleeping with a woman straight away could be judged by a lot of people. But to a pickup artist, it's like that's supposed to be normal to him. He's supposed to learn how to at least be able to do that. Maybe not with every single girl, of course, but like it's a possibility. Do you get what I'm saying? So you will learn stuff that is crazy compared to the rest of the general population. And you will learn general confidence, because if you are able to go up to a woman and she's in a group of 5 with other hot women and you go up to her with confidence, then it makes sense that if you go to a business networking event, you're also going to have some level of confidence there. That makes sense. So for me, that helped me actually go from 0 to 100 in terms of confidence. Like, because I was able to do things that not a lot of people were able to do. Like the people that were considered naturally good at getting girls, they couldn't do the things that I could do, or just wouldn't have the confidence to do it, or wouldn't even have the concept of doing it. But I had seen other videos of men doing crazier things, so what I was doing was not even crazy. And of course you will fuck many women just because you're learning how to seduce a woman. Pickup is the art of seduction. It's often called the Venetian arts. So of course, if you're a man who hasn't been with a lot of women and you learn techniques of how to get women, it makes sense that you're gonna start fucking a lot of women. And that obviously makes it better for that man who, whatever goal he has more options to choose from. Also, you will see every woman as potentially possible, which actually could be a downside, which we're going to get into in a bit. You will see every woman as, like, there's a way, like when you learn pickup, you learn that there's a way to get every single woman on earth. Not to say that you will get every woman on earth, but there's a way to get her, and you understand that. So some men will see certain situations or certain women and think it's impossible, but as a pickup artist, you will understand that's not necessarily the case. You can get any single woman. It's just about the right technique at the right time, the right feeling she has or whatever. Maybe it won't work out for you on that day, but there's still a way to get her, which can be a downside, which, as I said, we'll get into. But technically, every woman is possible to be gotten because you know the science behind what she's looking for. So it's like, that actually is true. Every woman is a possibility. Doesn't matter if she's a celebrity. Doesn't matter if she has 500,000 followers on it. Like, there's a way to seduce this woman, even not having what is generally looked at as what you need. And these are still things that, you know, that is powerful, but obviously money, looks, and status. Pickup in the pickup artistry, it's kind of like, it's a brag to not have money. It's a brag to not have money and status, and then still be able to get a woman. But of course, you still should get those stuff because it will be easier. But a pickup artist loves, for example, being out of shape and then still getting a woman over the man who's in shape and can't get her, because he's using, the science of attraction. He's using the science of love. He understands these things. But we go then to the cons, and the cons are similar to like with the red pill, but not as much. You could actually be a weak man or a beta man, and you can, because you understand that you can get the woman, you could still get the woman as if you're that type of man, but really you're not, because you're operating on a mask that you've set up, because you understand the science behind it, you understand the psychology, so you kind of like set up the mask to get the woman, but it's not really real in a way. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, for example, you could seduce a woman with 500,000 followers, making $1 million a month, like a lot of life experience, more knowledge than you, more intelligence and wisdom than you. You could actually still learn how to fuck her. But at the same time, from a natural perspective, you could, not a natural, maybe more of a social perspective actually, you could say that the type of man that she should get with is a man that matches her level with those things anyway. So, not saying that he shouldn't do it for that reason, but if he was matching her level or above it, it would actually be easier for him in the long term in terms of a relationship and keeping it running. And it would also be better for her too. So you can get because you believe you can get every type of woman, which actually is possible, you could, and you're learning the techniques to do it, you're, how's to say it? It's like you might not even work on actually being the type of person that you're portraying to get the woman. And techniques can't really replace real feeling and real instinct. I feel like once you work on yourself as a man, there are certain things that you don't need to think about, it kind of comes as natural. So almost I feel like pickup should be used as some form of stabilizer and guider, but whilst you're also doing the work on yourself as a man, which many won't do because they'll get the woman without having to do that stuff. Okay, and then it comes to a next point, which is a pickup artist is measured by his pickup. This is a downside because it makes the woman too important. Your value as a pickup artist is defined by how many pickups you got, because obviously that's your thing. So how can we measure your success in that? We measure your success in that by how many pickups you're able to do, which then puts you in a situation where you're dependent on the woman, right? You're dependent on her presence. You're dependent on something about her to define your value as a pickup artist, and in many cases to define yourself as a man, which takes away accountability from women, and it almost puts the woman in a position where she's too high of a trophy. So in the pickup world, a lot of pickup artists don't really give a fuck about what the woman's doing wrong. They don't give a fuck about her value as a person. It's just, as long as she's pretty and she will fuck you, if she's giving you sex or even giving you a relationship, it's like it's a merit to be able to get her, despite the fact that, like, you might have to go through disrespect to get her. But what if you don't want to go through disrespect? Like, what if she actually doesn't deserve you? But there's kind of not a concept of that in pickup. It's like every woman deserves you, because to get her is a story to tell. It's a challenge you've overcome. You getting her, right, regardless of what she has going on or whatever, as long as she's beautiful and she fucks you, you can say that you did that. So it's a success for you. So it puts the woman in too important of a position. And it actually, when you socially calibrate so well, right, you actually are kind of okay in shit that she does. So oftentimes if you watch a lot of pickup conventions or stuff like that, sometimes there's a guy in the crowd that will ask something like, oh, but what if she does this and it's a bit of a turn off? The answer that a lot of pickup instructors will say is, well, do you want to get the woman? Do you want to get her or not? Like, is she pretty? You want to fuck her or not? Just overcome whatever she's saying. Which goes back to, you think every woman is possible, which is actually true, but then you let shit slide, which might not be helpful to the reality that you're trying to create. So when a pickup artist is qualifying, saying something like, your looks are great, but what else about you is great? It's not just about looks. What about your personality? When a pickup artist is saying that, usually he doesn't really mean that. He's just saying that because he understands the concept of it will put her in a position where she's fighting for that validation, which is mimicking the feelings needed to activate attraction. And that's why he's doing it. He's not doing it because he truly cares whether he needs to qualify her or not. It's just, hey, I'm doing this because it works. And there are a lot of things that will be done just because it works. So the woman is put in a position where she's way too important. The idea of not having a woman for a pickup artist is unthinkable, inconceivable, and would make him feel like less of a man. He could not be alone. Do you get what I'm saying? So there's a dependency that a pickup artist naturally would have for the girl being around him, because his success is measured by it, and sex is way too elevated for a pickup artist. Way too elevated. But that's a lot of men. I actually learned from pimps not to elevate sex, which we're going to go into in another video. But for now, comment down below what you think, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.